Shalom, shalom, Israel. Yahweh Bashim, Yahweh Barakatah. This is another Thursday night thunder.
Thunder. Shalom, shalom, Israel. What it do, what it do? How about Shemi al-Shabbat?
Shalom.
Shalom. Y'all see the title tonight? Ready or not? Here we come. We took a break. We've been gone for a couple weeks. We had Passover. We had the end of Passover celebration as well. We had us a good time in Israel. Yes, hey, if y'all weren't there, you missed out. If you was there, you know what we talking about. We had us a great time. You know what I'm saying? But today we're gonna kind of get into some things. It's been some controversy. It's been some things that's been said. It's been some preparation for us, and we feel like it's only fair that we give y'all a little bit of preparation back for what y'all got to deal with, what y'all see finna happen, and what y'all see coming in, and what's going on. So today we call this "Ready or Not, Here We Come." Because guess what? It don't matter how much preparation y'all do. Are you Christian pastors? Y'all can't get away. We ready for y'all too. We ain't done. We building and preparing for y'all too. As y'all see, we got the mighty Aharon on here today.
Shalom, shalom.
Ready to bring y'all another powerful lesson, and ready to break down and get into some scripts. So we're not even gonna waste no time with y'all tonight. We're gonna get right on into it. I'm gonna let Aharon do his thing, let him address y'all real quick, and then we're gonna go ahead and get to work.
Can y'all hear me? Hey, shalom.
Look like he froze for a second.
Now, of course, because as soon as we try to do something that's real, Esau gonna throw some monkey wrenches in there. You back out? Nope, still froze.
You might need to go out and come back. But you know what? It's funny, like how they trying to get together to do everything they can to combat this doctrine. Now let us say we the first Egyptians, first Chinese people, we Moabites or Moors or whatever they want to call them. Let's say we that. No backlash, no none of that. It's all right, let the niggas think whatever they want. The minute we say we the Hebrews of the Bible, we the original people that wrote this book, all hell finna break loose. Them brothers a hate group now.
Yeah, oh well.
You can do but you can do a music video where you on a homo tip doing whatever to a fake Satan.
Giving Satan a lap dance.
Right. And you got folks that will literally come to your defense. We say we the sons of the living God. We instant domestic terrorists. We in a cult. This, that, and the third.
Hey, can y'all hear me?
We can hear you.
All right, Shalakia. All praise to the Most High, man. Yahweh Bashim, Yahweh Barakatah. Shalom, family. Hey, devil was working today, man. He trying to kick me out of this, man. But we gonna keep it pushing, man. We gonna push this word. We gonna wake up Israel. And we gonna let people know, man, no matter what you do, man, you can't stop this truth from coming out.
That's right.
Stop it, man. It gotta be spread throughout the whole earth, man. You know, all of us gotta wake up. You know what I'm saying? All of us. That's our heart's prayer's desire that all of Israel will be saved, man. That's our camp's motto. And we live in this life. And we're gonna keep pushing this word to the end. Hey, Tawada for having me. Man. It's good seeing y'all brothers. We've been talking about this topic for a couple of weeks. We had Passover. We had a couple of things happening, man. We ain't really get a chance to dive into this, but all praise to the Most High, man.
We're going to get it in tonight, though. So all gloves off tonight.
That's right.
We're going to get it in tonight. As y'all see. All right, look. As he said, we've been talking about this. We've been waiting to do this, man. I'm ready to get this one in. So, you know what I'm saying? Where you want me to start, Aharon? You want to start the...
Yeah, listen, let me tell you something. We just got off of Easter, you know, whole bunch of folly. Yo, I've been with Adawan Malachiah, and he keep pushing this. How do you get 3 days and 3 nights from Good Friday to early Sunday morning? I don't know. And we ain't going to dwell on this too much, but I seen this video and I had to share it with the Ottawa and my brothers, man. You know, I had to share, and I thought it was hilarious. And I think, you know what I'm saying, sometimes Israel need to laugh, man. We need to smile. We need to joke. We need to have a good time. So we ain't going to have too much folly, but we want to see what these Christian pastors and these Christians really think, man.
Let's check it out.
I got a promise because one Friday, he died. Yes, he did. But he did stay dead.
What is this? What is
this? He ain't do the shimmy.
This brother did. He did a cross between the Harlem Shake and the Kappa shimmy.
Yeah, that's ridiculous, man. What is this? So you playing, man. You ain't pushing the truth. This ain't the truth. How could the truth don't even sound like this, man? That ain't looking like this. It look like he's kind of showing on
the I'm gonna let it go.
What are you howling for? Man, he would have gave me a headache. Right then and there, he would have gave me a headache. Hey, you know the purpose of all of this? You know what the purpose of all of this is? To remove you from the main point.
Right.
What's all of that? You're not understanding what he's saying. He died Friday. Wake up early. What is all that about, man? Why are you yelling like that, bro? Teach the Bible, man. Get into the scriptures, man. Yo, listen. If you don't mind, I'm gonna just go right to it. If you don't mind. Let's go to the book of Ezekiel 22. We go jump back into your precept in that video that we gonna break down.
No, that's cool. What Ezekiel 22 you want? I'm already up.
We gonna start at 25.
This is the book of Ezekiel, chapter 22 and verse 25. There is a conspiracy of her prophets in the midst thereof.
Shalakia, slow it down for me, right? There's a conspiracy of her prophets. Yo, just like all the other nations conspired, came together on one accord to cut us off from being a nation, our own people was doing this to us, man. Yo, we always talk about Esau, we talk about the other nations, man, but we got to get on our own damn people, man.
Facts.
We got to stop being stumbling blocks to this truth, man, for this word. You know what I'm saying? You want to stand in the way of progression for a nation. What are you doing? You worse than the infidel, man. You worse than Satan. That's what you sitting in Satan's seat doing this, man. Go ahead, read.
Like a roaring lion ravening the prey.
Yeah.
They have devoured souls.
Hey, like a roaring lion, man, ravening the prey. Our people are becoming prey to these people, man. You see your grandmama giving her last in church. You see your mom's throwing the last couple $, her grocery money in the offering plate. You seen that. But have you ever been in the back with the deacons watching them count all that money? Have you ever came across that room that it was cracked open when you was little, running through the church? Have you ever seen that? I did. Table full of money, man. Envelopes and checks. They sitting there stacking. You know what I'm saying? And what they doing is snatching up the souls out of people because they teaching them nothing. They teaching them nothing, man. They making you feel good, that feel-good doctrine. What is this? What is that yelling and screaming and singing like that? What is that? There's nothing wrong with singing for the Most High. Ain't nothing wrong What, giving it up, giving all praise and glory and honor to the Most High? Ain't nothing wrong with that. But you causing confusion.
That's Isaiah 30:10. That's what that is.
That's right.
Speaking smooth things.
You want to bring that out?
Come. This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 30, verse 10. Which say to the seers, see not, and to the prophets, prophesy not unto us right things. Speak unto us. Prophesy not unto us right things.
Hey, we don't want to hear nothing right, man. We don't want to hear nothing right. That's what people, man. They don't want to hear nothing that's right, man. They want to hear this word. They turn the shoulder. But what they want to hear, Adawan?
Speak unto us smooth things.
Man, sound like Esau, right? They want to hear smooth things. Esau words are smoother than butter. That's what you want. That's what you want, man. You want to hear smooth things, man. You don't want to hear the truth. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes the truth is hard to digest. It's bitter. You know what I'm saying? It could rack your mind and your spirit and your soul. You imagine you 80-something years old and all you know is the truth. And somebody come and tell you the truth. Everything that. You willing to do that?
No.
Y'all still there?
Yeah, you was chopping up a little bit. Say that last part again.
Can y'all hear me?
Come
on. The devil working. Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we hear you, Con.
Okay. Now I was just saying, imagine you in the church all your life and somebody come and bring you the truth. Is it easy for you to change? I'm still chopping up.
Nope.
Go ahead, Yawar, read. Okay. Go ahead, Yawar, read. Finish reading Ezekiel.
Come. They have taken the treasure and precious things. They have made her many widows in the midst thereof. Verse 26.
They took in precious things from us, man. The innocence, the word, the truth. You know what I'm saying? They took in that zeal for the Most High that we have and changed it into a lie. That we might believe a lie, man. Go ahead.
Her priests have violated my law and have profaned my holy things.
Hey, man, they tell us we shouldn't even keep the law no more. If that ain't a violation of it, what is? So you shouldn't even keep the law. Yo, they make a mockery of serving the Most High, man. They do everything what the Most High told them not to do. What else did they do?
They have put no difference between the holy and profane.
They put no difference between the holy and profane, man. There's no difference. Now I could twerk up in church. I could come to church with booty cutter shorts on, shaking my behind in front of the pastor. You know what I'm saying? Showing off some little thigh meat. It's no difference. I could be a dyke preaching from the pulpit now. Preaching from the pulpit now. There's no difference. What new thing in the earth is this? You know?
I mean,
what else did it?
It's been like that for a while. You had the homo as the choir director since the 80s. You know what I'm saying? It's been like that for a minute.
But now they open with before you knew. But now they got the tranny up there, man. Now you got the cross-dressing dude who just came from the gay club last night, tranny up church. Leaving the choir. You know what I'm saying? And then he'll bust you down in basketball when he's done.
I don't want to think about no tranny busting down nothing with no balls or nothing related.
Hey, but that's what it is, though, man. Everything is just wicked. Hold up, what is the scripture? What else does the scripture say, though?
Neither have they showed difference between the unclean and the clean.
Hey, we've been talking about this. I don't want Maya been talking about this. The Easter bunny is an unclean animal. A bunny, period, a hare. the scripture says in Leviticus 11. It's an unclean animal. You know what I'm saying? But this is what you worshiping for so-called Easter? That word Easter, I believe it shouldn't even be in there. That word Easter, if you look into it and you get into the language, it means Pesach. It means Passover.
Yeah.
So what are you doing? What does the resurrection of Christ have to do with the bunny? What does it have to do with eggs? Hey, we all know this. Those who brothers and sisters who've been following Sons of Thunder, who've been following the brothers and sisters who've been teaching in sincerity and truth, we understand this concept. We know. But the fact of the matter is, these brothers and sisters have been a stumbling block to our people for way too long, man. And we still tripping up. We still believing a lie. We still caught up in this mess, man. They made the clean, the unclean things clean to us. And we just biting, we just eating it up. What else is it talking about? We're gonna get 27 and we're gonna move on. You can finish reading that in 27, we're gonna move on.
And have hid their eyes from my Sabbaths.
Yeah.
And I am profaned among them.
Hey, they hid their eyes from the Most High Sabbath, man. They made their own Sabbaths. Sabbath is the day of rest and worship the Most High. If the Sabbath is Sunday, why are you doing a fish fry on Sunday? Catfish, cash fish sales before and after church. What's going on with that, man? You know what I mean? Like, but Saturday night, you was at the strip club. Yo, I don't want to harken on this too much, man. It's just, yo, this the spirit. I don't want Benaiah having the spirit before the show, man. And we gonna tell him how it is today, man. We gonna break these strongholds, man. Yo, can you believe that these wicked jakes got the nerve to try to teach their own people how to combat or go against the children of the Most High? Like, can you believe that?
Yeah, it's a coon in every bunch, man. We saw what happened with the Maccabees. It's a coon in every bunch.
There's a couple coons today.
Hey,
couple.
Hey, but our people refuse to hear. Let's drop this. Let's get what you wanted in Ezekiel. Our people refuse to hear, man. You wanted 3, right? What do you want to start at?
Oh, okay, come. Yeah, Ezekiel chapter 3 and verse 4.
I read for you. The book of Ezekiel, chapter 3 and verse 4.
Salakia. Before you go and read that, this is what we're really supposed to be doing.
You ready?
Go ahead.
And he said unto me, Son of man, go get thee unto the house of Israel, and speak with my words unto them.
Whose words are we supposed to be speaking?
My words unto them.
We're supposed to be speaking with the Most High's words unto Israel. We're not even supposed to be telling you our own thoughts. And that's what brothers in the truth actually do. We're not going to pull a precept if we can't. We're not going to say something out of the Bible if we can't pull it with a precept. We're supposed to be speaking the Most High's words unto our people to get us out of this situation. Just like it says in Isaiah 58, we're supposed to lift up our voice like a trumpet and show Israel their transgressions and Jacob their sin. That's what we're supposed to do.
That's right.
That's right. Verse 5. For thou art not sent to a people of a strange speech and of a hard language, but to the house of Israel.
He didn't send the children of Israel to the Chinese man, because the Chinese man is not going to, he's not going to understand what we actually saying to him, and he's not going to understand our struggle. He's not going to understand the things that go on in our community. The reason that we understand this book better than anybody else on the planet is because we live this on a consistent, on a regular basis. Because we can't do anything against the truth before.
That's right. Hey, all praises to the Most High. Let me keep going.
Yeah, keep reading. Read down to verse 6, and that's it.
Verse 6. Not too many people of a strange speech and of an hard language, whose words thou canst not understand. Surely, had I sent thee to them, they would have hearkened unto thee.
All right, so I gotta take that back because you know what? The Most High just told us if He sent us to any other nation, they would have listened. If we would have went to the Chinese man and said, "Hey, y'all should stop eating them bats. Y'all the chosen people of the Most High." You don't think they finna stop eating them bats? They be like, you know what? We right. They gonna talk to each other, ping pong, song dong. They gonna do what they do. Yeah. They gonna stop eating bat, rat, dog, and cat.
Now you know you finna get flagged. You know you finna get flagged for all that hatred and that racism you just spit by this names. You finna get flagged, Doc. I'm telling you.
They taught you that Milk Mondays, man.
But no, you know what? Somebody should have flagged their ass all the times they done beat our sisters in their stores for allegedly stealing weed. Or all the times that our sisters went and spent money with them and then got their nails done and they didn't talk about their toes and their feet. Like,
well, every time they served us damn dog instead of damn chicken at the daggone Chinese restaurant.
Right. Talk about you selling the mango beef rib and you trying to give us some full-fledged monkey tail. Stop playing with us. Stop playing.
Hey, but you know what the scriptures say, man? Moab is our wash pot.
That's right.
That's what they gonna be, man.
That's right.
They got a place. They got a place. They gonna be cleaning up our mess, man. Straight up when it's all said and done.
Hey, Salaki.
You are right now.
Hey, to your point, what Adonai y'all all be saying? You get wrong, we wash you. that's up north slang. Like that's how
wash you, beat the crap out of
y'all wash. Like I'm finna catch these hands. Like, but hey, that's
the street. It ain't just the hands. You catching everything. You catching man. You going through the ringer.
We gotta read that though. That's Psalms 108 and 9. Moab is my washpot. Over Edom I will cast out my shoe. Over Philistia will I triumph. Yo, Moab is my washpot. Yo, these niggas is like Moab's like like your bathroom. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's how low the Most High considers them. Like you don't even look at them as somebody. He don't even look at them as somebody like you take them serious. Nah, nigga. Hey, when you want to wash your hands, go get Moab to wash your hand for you. Hey, I heard one of my homeboys. He read that scripture and he goes, so if I go to the bathroom, they supposed to hand me my tissue. Like they the bathroom servant. They the attendant at the club.
Yeah. Yeah, I see it like that too. Man. I don't want them in the kitchen.
Nah.
I
can't trust them.
Only thing Moab got that was halfway decent was them fortune cookies.
Hey man, don't front, man. Before you came to the truth.
Before I came to the truth, what? All right, I take that back. And all the American delis they did, but I know that's definitely chicken.
It'd be Issachar in the back. Our brothers be in the back. Hey, no folly. Hey, we have a good time, man. Teaching this word, praising the Most High. We have a great time, man. I love laughing with y'all brothers, man. And preaching the downfall of this kingdom, man.
That's right.
These nations, man, they gotta go. They done oppressed us for too long. You got some more now? You want me to read verse 7? Or you good?
No, I'm good. We get into it.
Yeah, let's get into it, man.
All right.
I hope everybody up right now. I can't see the chats. Anybody? What's going on in the chats?
Well, nah, brothers is up and paying attention. Okay, that's what I'm talking about. Yes, sir.
I like to be involved in the chats, man. I can't see it with this computer I'm with, but hey, the water for all of y'all, man, who's with us right now, man. I hope the Most High is moving in your lives, man. All praises to the Most High for y'all.
God.
Hey, so this is y'all. You want to get a breakdown? I don't know.
Go ahead. You got it.
Hey, this is a video we found right before Passover of this guy. His name is irrelevant to me right now, but he's a Christian and he's teaching how to deal with Hebrew is no. Let me get it right. Black Hebrew Israelites.
Yeah.
What is that? What is that? You know, but you know, you're such an expert on this, you don't even consider what it is you're calling us because you haven't really studied what it is that we teach.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? But you want to go and teach other Christians on how to deal with us. Why? Why? Now all of a sudden you want to teach Christians how to deal with the Bible. Why? You ain't never taught nobody the Bible before. You taught what you fit, your feelings were.
Mm-hmm.
You taught, you know what I'm saying? Pay your tithes and offerings. But the law is done away. You don't need to keep that law no more.
Prosperity doctrine. That's what
Pay
you
your fair shit.
So
Hey,
like
listen,
everyone.
if you can send me $1,000 today, you'll be healed tomorrow. What you gonna say, y'all?
No, I was about to say the brother. For anybody that's looking, the brother's name is Cam Triggs. That's his name. But anytime I hear the word Black Hebrew Israelite, I automatically assume you're an agent.
Yeah.
And here's why: because anybody that really, or you don't even care to know what it is, Hebrew Israelites understand, because those of us that really understand the doctrine and really understand the Bible understand that we come in literally all shades. It can be a brother that's darker than Benaiah, darker than our we call him the Danite brother, Adawan, Yaradan. It could be a brother that make Benaiah look light skinned, and that brother can be an Israelite. And that's not even a shot at one Benaiah. Or it
No,
could be
it's a shot. It's a shot. You just call me black. It's a shot. Go ahead, though.
Hey, hold on. Black Bear is sweeter than you.
Brown, brother. That's what it is.
Darker than shade, even the roots. But yeah, so now it could be a brother that could be lighter, or it could be some of us that look Caucasian even. And it just might be one of them confusion of faces type things.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I say
right.
confusion of faces in that type of manner, because of course, we don't teach confusion of faces, meaning that you can look like someone of another nation. Still the same. But the Most High's heritage is as a speckled bird, and we're a cake not turned. So we can literally look like any other nation.
The water true Hebrew. We appreciate your donation. The water. Thank you.
Water. Yeah, come feast with us. Yeah. We won't bite. We're regular brothers.
Yeah. All right. Y'all want to get into this video?
Hey, hold on. Let me read this real quick.
Go ahead.
2 Corinthians 13:8. The brother Yahweh quoted it. I want to read it. For we can do nothing against the truth, but for the truth. So we're going to take what they're going to use against the truth and make it for the truth. We're going to make it to our edification. We're going to make it to the edification that there's any possible Christian or someone who believes in Christianity, because we understand that they like to tie Christians with Christianity. And that's not really how it should be. Christianity is a doctrine or a religion. Being a Christian is a follower of Christ. We are Christians. We can be considered Christians. But we don't follow after the doctrine of Christianity. Don't allow them to mash them up like they do. They've been doing it for too long. Being a Christian don't mean that you gotta be involved in Christianity. It just means that you follow what Christ said. Straight up and down. And what did Christ teach? Christ taught the law.
Facts.
So, I just wanted to bring that out, man. But we can get to it.
Time. Let's get to work.
Where we are equipping you to know what you believe.
Hey, start at 7.
In the faith. We're talking about in this particular session 10 things to study before engaging Black Hebrew Israelite.
You good.
Hebrew Israelism. We want to equip you to really think about categories that you can be.
Hey, hold on. I don't want to pause it for a second. I want people to understand what it is that he's saying, because I think it's kind of low. I hope everybody's hearing this. Because he started off talking about Black Hebrew Israelites, and he literally made or created a religion right then and there. Did you hear what he said?
Salakia. He said Hebrew Israelism, so we know he been reading all the Vocab Malone books. Or as Adam call them, Vocab McNuts.
So you already know the ilk of his thoughts is coming from that kind of ilk. The Christian apologetic, Vocab McNuts. This is the kind of thought that this guy has, man. He got a shaved head, no beard on his face. Like I don't want to judge the brother, but it just seems like he might not believe in keeping the law.
Facts. Yes. I'm gonna run it back. I'm gonna run it back. We're gonna go back to 7 seconds. Let's go.
Before engaging Black Hebrew Israelite, or you could say Hebrew Israelism. We want to equip you to really think about categories that you can begin to dive deeper in before you have conversations with people who would be a part of this sect. What we should believe as Christians is that you would know where the Christian faith stands on these particular issues.
Look, I gotta say something right here. Anytime you gotta tell your own congregation what you believe on the issue, that means you ain't been teaching them what they should know about the issue.
That's right.
You gotta go back and tell them, yo, hey, this is what we believe. Nah, the first thing you gonna learn being a Hebrew, yo, this is our doctrine. This is what we believe. We ain't deviating, and we not gonna give you no prosperity doctrine. This is what it is.
Hey, Salakia, everyone. Let's give a quick shout out to Crazy Natural Princess and Carrie Palmer, the water, y'all, for y'all's donations. Come feast with us.
Hey, the water. All praise to the Most High for y'all.
The water, Soldier Iron. Yes. First fruits is May 22nd. Thank you.
Or at least think about how you can engage these issues with a Christian worldview or mindset. You cannot defend what you don't know.
You cannot defend.
You literally just said what you said. You cannot defend what you don't know. When did you ever have to defend this? Before brothers started waking up to the realization that we are in this Bible. This Bible is written about you, and this is your heritage. Before we started claiming this back, like, what did you have to defend? Who? I guess the Muslims? I guess the Islam?
I guess.
They ain't really defended. They ain't really defend nothing against them. Y'all work together a lot of times. Especially oppressing us. We ain't going to captivity with you. We went into captivity with them.
Like it. We still in captivity with them.
That's right.
My Deontay Wilder voice. To this day, we still in captivity with them.
Hey, no one. That was a good one, bro.
No folly. Hey, man, we hope y'all enjoy yourselves tonight, man. Let's have a good time tonight. But let's break down. Let's get into it. We're going to really get into them.
So we want to talk about these things as we engage our brothers and sisters of the same race or same community who are ensnared in the Black Hebrew Israelite cult. Number one.
Whoa, we a cult.
Oh, hold on.
We a cult.
Hold on.
We made the cult list.
Hold on. Let me can one of y'all better get I'll grab it real quick. I got
What you want?
I gotta grab that Acts 24 and 14 in the NLT. Real fast.
NLT. Yeah. Bring that out. Bring that out.
Acts 24 and 14.
Con, in the New Living Translation, it says, "But I admit that I follow the way which they call a cult."
A cult.
Ooh.
This is their beloved brother Paul. Our beloved brother Paul. Speaking. He says,
them Paulites, this is what the brother say to Adawan Malachi? Paul has authority over Jesus. Did y'all remember that? Yo, I ain't never gonna let that slide. And you know what? That's exactly the same kind of mind frame these people be having.
Yeah, they're tweaking.
Let's get it.
Yeah, so I admit that I follow the way which they call a cult. I worship the God of our ancestors, and I firmly believe the Jewish law and everything written in the prophets. Hey, you
Yeah,
trying to
he
get
slid.
around it?
Yo, he slid that. Yo, Cindy said, yo, he slid that cult word in real slick though. He said it like very at the last end. Like, yo, you want to be disrespectful, huh? You keep calling us black, Hebrew Islam. You know what I'm saying? Israelite Islam. Now you calling us. It's like you constantly throwing jabs, and then you right before that you call us your brothers.
Right. That just show you how disingenuous they really be. This for cap. This for clout. You know what I'm saying? He not doing this he ain't doing that to build a bridge. He ain't trying to build that gap to help you actually talk to us and be able to correspond with us smoothly and seamlessly. He wants you to be able to take jabs at us. He don't want this to be where we come together and we actually get we actually get an understanding with the Black Christian Church. I'm gonna say Black Christian Church because they call us Black Hebrew Israelites. He don't want us to do that. Go ahead, Ken. You got it.
I'm just saying, this dude got a forked tongue, man. It's like,
there you do.
You know what I'm saying?
The water sister Nadia. The water sister Nadia. Come feast with us when you get a chance. The water.
The water sister. He got a forked tongue, a bald head, and he gave me tanned Edomite vibes.
That chocolate covered Edomite? Yeah, that's what I'm getting to.
Equally.
Let's go.
Do you know how and why Christ fulfilled the law? For us to understand Christianity is to have a correct understanding of Christ and the law. This is a huge point that cannot miss. I understand many Christians may be fuzzy at best when it comes to declaring the new covenant versus the old covenant. How do we know what to apply in the Old Testament? And is that for people in New Testament age? But I want you to know that there are several Christian traditions that have articulated orthodox views on this. Christ fulfilled the law.
Christ fulfilled the law. Let's see if he expounds on what that means.
Nah, he's not.
He's not. Salaki.
We gonna, cause he's not gonna expound on anything I don't want. So we're gonna deal with his points and we're gonna expound on it. We're gonna teach the people, and hopefully if there's any Christians out there who've seen this video or had any questions on this, hopefully they can be edified. Because I know my brothers and sisters who've been watching TNT, watching Milk Mondays, watching our Sabbath classes and our Friday classes and our Saturday class on outside teaching. They know this already.
That's right.
And I know the brother Yahweh wants to get into this. Did Christ fulfill the law? I think we're going to go to Matthew 5.
Of course.
Yep.
This is the foundational scripture you should always go to when it comes down to the law. Is the law done away with? Matthew 5 and 17. Did Christ fulfill the law? It's the first place to go to. Matthew 5 and 17. From there on, we could follow the rap. We could follow the tracks. So I'm gonna read for you.
The water.
The book of Matthew, chapter 5 and verse 17. Think not that I come to destroy the law or the prophets. I am not come to destroy, but to fulfill.
Wait a minute.
Keep going.
Hold on. He just said, don't think that I came to destroy the law or the prophets. Don't think that I came to destroy the Tanakh was written in the Old Testament, all that. I did not come to destroy that. I came to fulfill. So he came to fulfill something. Christians add the law part in there. He didn't say that.
He didn't say that.
Can you read the next verse?
Hold on, let's not go too quickly, because I wanted to touch on this part right here. Think not that I come to destroy the law or the prophets. Why would you think that he come to destroy the prophets? What does a prophet do? Yeah, everybody in the chat. Can y'all give me the answer to that? Can y'all type that in the chat? I can't see it, but you can tell me. Y'all are. What does a prophet do? How does someone become a prophet? Like, how does he know? People know that this person is a prophet. Y'all see any answers?
Not yet. They
Nah?
coming.
They're
You
coming.
don't know this? I got
They're
faith
coming.
in Israel. I got faith in Israel.
It's in the word. They gonna get it. Con.
That Torah said they speak things that come to pass.
Hey,
Con.
Naphtali's a cheater, man. You be cheating, Naphtali.
Beforehand, aka one crazy natural princess said prophesied. Brother Jahaziel and the sisters Salaki. The word of Yahweh.
Doesn't it make more sense if you think about it like that? Like, how did he come to destroy all the prophets when the prophet comes to prophesy? I'm not come to destroy, but to fulfill. Fulfill what? Prophecy.
Hold on.
Doesn't that make
I got
sense?
You gonna?
You want me to go to 18 first?
No, let's switch. I got that in Luke 2.
Yeah,
Con. It's the book of Luke, chapter 24 and verse 44. It says, "And he said unto them, These are the words which I spake unto you, while I was yet with you, that all things must be fulfilled, which were written in the law of Moses, and in the prophets, and in the Psalms concerning me."
Ooh, daggers. Hey, that's a perfect breakdown right there, man. That's the perfect breakdown right there for that word fulfill. What he came to fulfill, not the law. He came to fulfill what was written of him in the law, in the prophecies, and in the Psalms. You can't get away. Esau, pastors, Christians, imams, Muslims. You can't get away, man. This is what he came to fulfill.
That's right.
Yair backed off. I want to go to Acts, but I know Yair wanted to go down to 18. You want to hit 18?
No, we ain't gotta hit 18 just yet.
Where you want to go?
I'm at Acts chapter 3, verse 18 with you.
Okay,
Con. It's the book of Acts chapter 3 and verse 18. It says, "But those things which God before had showed by the mouth of all his prophets that Christ should suffer, he hath so fulfilled."
Hey, those things that the mouth of the prophet showed that Christ should suffer, man, he fulfilled. What are some of those things? There's a couple of different things. I don't think we're going to hit on every point. But what I want to do, I want to touch on Book of Psalms, because I don't know if this is talked about enough as a prophecy. I don't know if people realize that the Book of Psalms has prophecy in it. You know? But this is part of a prophecy of what Yahweh Shah came to fulfill. You go to the Book of Psalms, chapter 22.
Hey, Salaki, I got you on that. Where do you want me to go?
I want you to read verse 1, and we're going to hop around in this chapter a little bit. I advise y'all to read the whole chapter, but we're not going to do all of that. But we're going to start at verse 1, and we're going to go to verse 7 after that.
Salaki, I forgot when we started. You're going to need your Bible. You're going to need your Apocrypha. You're going to need your you might need your concordance, and you're going to need a pen and a notepad. If you haven't got those things, go get those right now. This is a lesson. This is not just us talking. This is a lesson. What, King?
Hey, Shalakia, Tawada Adawan, we all messed up on that. I hope everybody's grabbing their pens and papers, and if y'all ain't already had that, you know, anybody who need it, man, get it. Get your smartphones, get your tablets, whatever. Jot this stuff down, man. It's detrimental. Are you good, y'all?
Salaki, this is the book of Psalms, chapter 22 and verse 1. It says, my God, why hast thou forsaken me?"
Hey, is this not what Yahweh Shah said before he gave up the ghost?
Salaki, I got that direct quotation too. That's in Matthew 27 and 46.
That's right. Get that.
Huh. It's the book of Matthew chapter 27 and verse 46. It says, and about the 9th hour, Yahweh shall cry out with a loud voice, saying, Eli, Eli, lama sabachthani. That is to say, my God, why hast thou forsaken me?
Hey, did he not fulfill that prophecy right there? You might not see that that's the prophecy. You might just say that he just quoted the scripture. Okay, let's move down to verse 7.
Verse 7. All they that see me laugh me to scorn. They shoot out the lip. They shake the head, saying, he trusted on the Lord that he would deliver him. Let him deliver him, seeing he delighted in him.
Yo, that's what they were saying to him, man. They said, oh, you the son of God? Put yourself down off that cross, man. You know, remove yourself out of this situation. That's how they treated Yahweh Shai. They laughed at him, man. They didn't believe. Laughed him to scorn. But it's more prophecy in this. Go down to 15.
Verse 15 says, my strength is dried up like a potsherd, and my tongue cleaveth to my jaws. And thou hast brought me into the dust of death.
Hey, what was I talking to you about earlier, Yahweh, man? Yahweh Shai was so thirsty and parched, man. You know, they actually literally gave him vinegar and gall to drink.
I got that right here too. That's Matthew chapter 27 and verse 34. That's the prophecy fulfilled. It says, they gave him vinegar to drink, mingled with gall. And when he had tasted thereof, he would not drink.
Hey, man, the brother was thirsty, man. So his tongue cleaved to his jaws, man. He was so thirsty. Brother was going through it. Read 16.
Verse 16. For dogs have compassed me. The assembly of the wicked have enclosed me. They pierced my hands and my feet.
Now, who are dogs?
The other nations.
The other nations. Yahweh Shai taught you this. The dogs have compassed him, man. They surrounded him. They cast him down. They put him in a lower state. You know what I'm saying? It's all the stuff that he had to suffer. He had to go through all of this, man. Man, they did our brother dirty, man. They did our Savior dirty, man. You know? Hey, they pierced his hands and his feet. Did they not? This prophecy?
So I just to let me back off what you said about the other nations were the dog. This is Matthew 15 and 27. And this is what the woman had to say to Christ. And she said, truth, Lord, yet the dogs eat of the crumbs which fall from their master's table. So that let you know that even the people from the other nations knew they were considered as dogs. And she knew, she accepted it off the rip. This is her talking to Christ about trying to get her daughter healed. You know what I'm saying? And what did Christ say? It is not meet to take food from the children and give it to the dogs.
That's right. That's right.
Moses taught you that too. In Exodus 11 and 7. It says, but against any of the children of Israel shall not a dog move his tongue.
That's right.
Against man or beast, that ye may know how that the Lord do put a difference between the Egyptians and Israel. Hey, Moses said Most High was gonna raise up a prophet like unto himself. This brother was a king and a priest. Is a king and a priest. And said a lot of the same similar things.
Verse 17.
Verse 17. It says, I may tell all my bones that look, Salakia, I may tell all my bones, they look and stare upon me.
Yeah, got read 18.
Verse 18. They part my garments among them and cast lots upon my vesture.
So what's Matthew 27:35 say?
And they crucified him.
What they did?
This is the book of Matthew, chapter 27 and 35. It says, and they crucified him and parted his garments and casting lots, that it might be fulfilled which was spoken by the prophet. They parted my garments among them, and upon my vesture did they cast lots. Now, I'm not gonna lie, correct me if I'm wrong. When I see something about casting lots, see brothers shooting dice. So like they wasn't shooting dice for the garments, now was they?
Nah, they was they had, if I'm not mistaken, it had like a can with sticks in it. It's something similar. And they would cast lots. They would see who would get the shorter stick or get the longer stick, and whoever get it be able to get a piece of his garments.
That's kind of where that term come from, the short end of the stick.
So, hey, y'all are. I hate to go back, but I didn't have this precept, and I just found it. Back to verse 7, when it says, "All they that see me laugh to me to scorn, and shoot out their lips to shake their head, saying, he trusted on the Lord that he would deliver him. Let him deliver him, seeing he delighted in him." Go to Matthew 15:29 and 32 through 32.
Oh, okay. I thought you were gonna say 27 and 43.
Mark.
Okay. So Mark 15, because you know, of course, all that's in the same chapter. It's just in a different spot. Mark, you said chapter 15 in verse 29. This is the book of Mark, chapter 15 and verse 29 to 32. It says, and they that passed by railed on him, wagging their heads and saying, thou that destroyest the temple and buildest it in 3 days. Save thyself and come down from the cross. Likewise, also the chief priests mocking said among themselves with the scribes, he saved others, himself he cannot save. Let Christ, the King of Israel, descend now from the cross, that we may see and believe. And they that were crucified with him reviled him.
Hey, does that sound like a prophecy right there? Did he fulfill that?
That's definitely
that's exactly what they say in the Psalms, man. So we talk about him fulfilling prophecy. You know, this is just one of the many prophecies that he fulfilled. And I know my brother Yawar wanted to go into Isaiah. Let's hit that up.
Let's go to Isaiah 53. Of course, the prophecy of the suffering servant.
Where you want to start at?
We can really start at verse 3.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 53 and verse 3. He is despised and rejected of men, a man of sorrows and acquainted with grief, and we hid as it were our faces from him. He was despised, and we esteemed him not.
He was despised by our own people, and we didn't even consider that he was the Christ, the one that was supposed to fulfill everything that was written in the law of the prophets. We said, we even mocked him as he was being crucified. Let him come. How you saving everybody else and you can't save yourself? I could hear our ancestors doing it. He saved it all. He said he coming to save the world. He coming to save all these people who can't save themselves. What he got going on? I could hear our ancestors saying it. And that's why even when he come back, even those that looked upon him and that pierced his side is going to look at him and be shocked. Like, it was at this moment they knew
that you knew.
they messed up.
You done effed up. You done messed up, brother.
Verse 4. Read verse 4 for me.
Isaiah 53:4. Surely he have borne our griefs and carried our sorrows. Yet we did esteem him stricken, smitten of God, and afflicted.
Come. So he bore our sorrow. He bore our iniquities. And yet we did esteem him stricken, smitten of God, and afflicted.
We didn't understand. We didn't truly understand what he came for, man.
Come.
We didn't understand that he was our only hope. We didn't understand that what he was doing. You know? And it's prophesied in Isaiah, and them brothers knew the scriptures. Them brothers knew the scriptures. They knew the prophecies. They said, "Oh, you want to be the Messiah? We're going to treat you like the Messiah and do you dirty." So maybe they did know the prophecy. They wanted to see it come true.
That's a whole nother rabbit hole within itself, because I think about that as well. Like, what if, like, you know how you had that counsel, that crafty counsel between the chief priests and the Pharisees in John 11:47-52, where Caiaphas prophesied not of himself, but of Christ that year. I mean, he was the high priest that year, but he prophesied not of himself, he prophesied of Christ. And it says from that moment, they took counsel as to how they might the devil. So what if they did know? They just realized, like, hey, we know how the Most High work. We just in that generation. We got to make sure that this gets fulfilled by any means necessary.
I mean, what did they say? Put the blood on us and our children.
Come on, man. I think that's Matthew 27:25.
That's hard right there to deal with, man. That's a hard pill to swallow. But yet, you know, these Christian pastors are going to teach us that he came to get rid of the law. But they still teach us he died for our sins. So which one was it in Matthew 5? Did he come to fulfill the prophecy or fulfill the law?
It looked like he came to fulfill the prophecy.
Now, if you're a Christian, depending on what day of the week it is and what you need. You want that pork sandwich, he was just fulfill the prophecy.
No, he was fulfilling the law. You want that pork sandwich. You want to go see your neighbor's wife or the pastor's wife or you want to be a 12-year-old girl. The law, he fulfilled the law.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I'm no longer James. I'm Jamila now. You know what I'm saying? You know how these people be nowadays, man. Like, he done fulfilled the law.
Right.
I don't know where y'all want to go, but I'm gonna read verse 5 on this because this is an important scripture.
Go ahead, King.
Isaiah 53:5. But he was wounded for our transgressions. He was bruised for our iniquities. The chastisement of our peace was upon him, and with his stripes we are healed. Man, hey, he was wounded for us, man. Hey, we know this is prophecy. What he had to go through. And Yahushua knew he had to go through this stuff. You know, without him having to go through this, man, we would be, what kind of state would we be in? What kind of position would we be in as a people? And we already in the lowest state.
Yup.
There might not be no hope at all.
But see, as a Christian, Christians take that personal. Like, in a Christian perspective, it ain't about everybody. It's about me. So when we are healed, I'm healed from my sickness. I'm healed from poverty for my family. It's not the nation is healed. And that's what Christ came to do. He came to heal the nation. He came to bring the nation back into the fold with Yahweh. That's what he came to do. But a Christian will tell you, yo, he did all that. He did that for my personal sins. because I decided I wanted to eat that pork chop and now I can eat it. I want that shrimp, so now I can eat it. I wanted to lay with another man, so now I can do that. You know what I'm saying? That's what a Christian would tell you. But we know from the broader scheme of things, this was for Israel to come back to Yahweh. This was so that he can reconcile them. Don't forget, he's our lawyer. He's speaking for us. This was done so that we can come back into the fold.
Y'all both touched on excellent points. And to be honest, we're not really helping the case as a nation. Some of us are. Some of us are making honest help. We're not really helping the case. Like, that's why I understand, like, there has to be a 2/3. I just pray that my brothers that are doing this with me, that's right, no one. No, he did not die for niggas to eat pork rinds. No, he did not. But on a serious note, like, I just pray my brothers that are in the truth, that's doing this work, and those of y'all that are watching, paying attention, earnestly taking notes, doing everything you can to help push this truth. We're not a part of that number. But I definitely understand, like, it has to be a 2/3. We still, like, we some ungrateful ass people.
God. Hey, we ain't even really get too far. We a scripture though I want you to pull real quick for me if you can, y'all. Matthew 20 and 28 to deal with that Isaiah 53 and 5. I know we need to move on because we on number one. Like,
yep.
For that right there.
Hold on, say that one more time. You kind of went out.
Matthew 20 and 28.
It's the book of Matthew, chapter 20 and verse 28. It says, even as the Son of Man came not to be ministered unto, but to minister, and to give his life a ransom for many.
Hey, he gave his life for a ransom for us, man. For many. You know what I'm saying? Like, he gave his life for us, and that was the intention. Hey, it's a bunch. Romans 3, I'm gonna just read this real quick. Romans 3 and 24 said, being justified freely by his grace through the redemption that is in Christ, Mashiach Yahushua, who God had sent forth to be a propitiation through faith in his blood, to declare his righteousness for the remissions of sins that are passed through the forbearance of God. And the Most High sent his only begotten Son, man, to be a sacrifice, to be a lamb to the slaughter, you know, for us, for our people, man, so we can be forgiven if you repent and come back into have faith in Yahushua, come back to the ways of the Most High, which are the law, statutes, and commandments. Like, it's as simple as that. You have faith in Yahushua, you have faith with everything that the Most High said is true. We have promises. We talked about that Saturday. The promises of the Most High. Awesome promises, man. Rulership, authority. Man, the Most High is an awesome God, man. He's awesome power. He allowed us to come back to him when we was wicked as hell, man. Adulterous and whores and whoremongers.
That's right.
And give all honor and praise and glory to the Most High.
Call a lawyer.
Anything else did you want to go into 6? Did you want to go into anything else on this?
Not yet, because that was kind of
let's move on.
Going into the next thing coming up.
Let's move on. Adam. We already an hour in. We got. I'm enjoying myself though, man. I'm enjoying myself.
Me too, man. Let's get it.
Main thing is you gotta understand.
All right.
As a believer in Jesus Christ, is that we are not justified by the law. Reading the King James Version, because many people of the Black Israelite sects only
we
see
gotta
that
go with
as
this
a
Yo, notice that he keep reading off of a page. He's not actually teaching. He's reading what somebody else has to say.
Translation, King James Version, Romans 3, verse 20 says, therefore, by the deeds of the law, there shall no flesh be justified in his sight. For by the law is the knowledge of sin. Second thing that we need to study.
Yo, hold on. Pause that real quick. Real quick.
Because he touched on Romans 3 and 20.
Read Romans 3 and 20 and don't go to 30, don't go read down to 31. Like, come on, man. Yo, Paul, I've learned, and I know a lot of y'all also, Paul always gets his point towards the end. And if you get caught up in what Paul is saying and you're not well learned, and you think you are Christians, or those people who follow Christianity, you think you are, but the fact of the matter is that you need to study more. You need to get into the Apocrypha, really. I think the Apocrypha is like the glue.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Without the Apocrypha, you kind of have a hard time understanding who the Gentiles are. I mean, even though they talk about it in Deuteronomy, how we're going to be spread across, you know what I'm saying? A lot of Apocrypha is the glue. But if law through faith, God forbid. Yea, we established the law. Mic drop. Yo, we establishing this thing, man.
Yo,
what you anything?
Yo, Octaves, you gotta chill, man. You gotta chill. You can't be wilding like this in the test. You gotta chill. I'm gonna need you to calm down.
Hey, that's the bro, man. That bro done put in work on the grill. He came out here and cooked it up for the Passover. You know what I'm saying? That's that bro. He came all the way from Seattle, I think it is, right? Out there, Washington State.
We love our brother, man. We love our brother.
Man, we appreciate you, bro.
Hey, Salaki, there's another precept for people that say, well, you're not justified by the law, you're only justified by faith. No, the two work hand in hand together. They clearly work hand in hand together. Because that's like, and that's why I hope we get to show bacon, biscuit, Baptist bishop, read about the book of party. I don't know who no one is, but no one is snapping.
Hey, brothers in the chat, people in the chat, they going in today.
They going crazy.
Yeah,
but no, they have to work cohesively. They have to work. There has to be one as there is for the other. Like James 2:16 says, "Show me thy faith without thy works, and I'll show thee my faith by my works." So this is the book of Revelation 14:12. It says, "Here's the patience of the saints. Here are they that keep the commandments of God and the faith of Jesus."
Mm-hmm.
You have to have both. Like, that's self-exclamatory. You can't just have one, because Christ is gonna look at you. Well, yeah, he had plenty of faith for me, but what commandments did this nigga keep? He ain't helping my case whatsoever. Like, he not helping the defense whatsoever. I'm going to lawyer for him to the Most High, to my pops, and he not even doing none of this stuff. This nigga's a whoremonger. This nigga's a pimp. This nigga's a murderer. Like, all in the same. I ain't talking about different brothers. I'm talking about the same brother. He don't do none of that stuff, but he believed in Jesus.
Yes.
And on top of that, he rocking Jesus peace.
The idolatry.
What part of this account make you think that he like crosses?
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Why would you think I like a bullet? And you know what I'm saying? Like, why would you think?
I have to ask that question to everybody I see with a cross tattoo or a cross chain. Like, if I come in your house and shoot your sister, you gonna wear the 9mm I used to shoot her? as a memorial to her? Are you gonna do that? If not, why the hell you running around here with the symbol they used to crucify your Messiah? Why you running around with that around your neck? That don't make no sense to me. The minute I realized that, I was like, yo, I messed up. I got that tattooed on my arm. Now I gotta carry this. This is stupid. Like, I don't understand how brothers do that, like, and how they represent it. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is something to be proud of. Nah, you carrying a death symbol on you, man. That's what you're worrying about.
Something to think about.
I'm on fire about that. That's personal.
This truth should be personal.
Let's get to number 2.
Play number 2? Gotcha.
Yeah, kind.
Black Hebrew Israelites, is do you know how we receive and translate the Bible? Do you have a general knowledge on how we received 66 books? Do you have a general knowledge on how the church throughout history decided that we would have 39 Old Testament books and 27 New Testament books? Do you know how you received that leather-bound book in your lap? Christians should know how we received the Bible and how we translated it in modern-day language. Just third question that you must ask yourself is, do you know the history of the Jewish people? Now, if you think about this question, do you know the history of the Israelites in the Old Testament? Central claim that many in the Black Hebrew Israelites sect came to even those who may be informally connected as a belief that people.
Hey, Sulaki had one.
It don't want to stop for you, man. He just want to keep going. He want to keep talking.
No, it's cool. Because I remember what he said. How? All right, so for those that don't know.
He want to keep going.
For those that do not know how we received the 80-book Bible, the 1611 KJV, it was translated from the Hebrew.
How did the church get 66 books?
So
go ahead.
The original 80-book Bibles were translated from the Hebrew Aleppo and Leningrad codices, the Masoretic text, the Greek Septuagint, the Textus Receptus, and the Latin Vulgate. That's where we get the 80 books from. In 1611, you have 47 scholars that started in 1604 that translated the Bible into English, because back then most Bibles were in Latin and you had to be a rich man to own a Bible in English. So a brother by the name of King James authorized the translation of the book, of those books, into English. They started in 1604, they stopped in 1611, or they were completed in 1611. Now, prior to that, it was actually illegal before the year 1666. It was illegal for you to have a Bible that did not have the Apocrypha in it. This brother has a book. I wanted to show my 1611, but my 1611 is coming apart. So I'm not, because it's being used. So I'm not gonna show mine. But yeah, that's how it should look. Now, around like the early 1800s, like 1825, somewhere around there, you had another group of people called the Bible Destruction Group. It's in the name. The Bible Destruction Group, they wanted to take books out of the actual Bible because I already understood that from reading the books that were in the Apocrypha, it was causing these slave rebellions. Which is why even today, the Apocrypha is actually illegal in places like Jamaica, so on and so forth, where the Maroons were actually dwelling because they were reading these books, like the Book of Maccabees, and rebelling against the slave masters. Now, mainstream, the Bible, most Bibles didn't, they didn't start getting printed without the Apocrypha on the mainstream level until 1885. That's part of how, but it all really stemmed from what was called the Protestant Reformation. That's why anybody that has a 66 book Bible, you have a Protestant Bible by default. This is why we have to
Salakia,
edit it for now. Go ahead.
Salakia, that's all of you. That's all of you people who used to be Baptists, who used to be Pentecost and Methodist and Episcopalian and all the different denominations that are out there. You know what I'm saying? You are one of these, man. This is what you are. You don't even know it yet. You don't even know it, but now you've learned something. You are a Protestant.
All right.
Go ahead.
No, that's pretty much it. That's just giving a brief history, like how we got how we got the Protestant Bible as we would refer to it now today. So you just buy an 80 book, 1611 thing. Go ahead, once like.
So the people are saying they got you got a little feedback, y'all. Or you might want to go out and come right back in.
Con.
Hey, you know some crazy information about these Bibles, particularly the King James Bible, and it's really kind of deep. The royal in England, they own a copyright on the King James.
Really?
So every time it's sold, they get a percentage.
Oh, that's wicked.
You know what I'm saying? These are not even the same people. These are not even the same family as King James. You know what I'm saying? They're not even the same people. You know, it just was passed on from, you know, eat them do whatever they can to devour and take and spoil you. So, you know, I thought that was really like crazy. Y'all are gonna come back, but we can go on to the third one if you like.
All right.
Are affected by the evil of the transatlantic slave trade, to claim that many in the. Now,
is that
the third question that you must ask yourself is: do you know the history of Jewish people? Now, the thing about this question: do you know the history of the Israelites in the Old Testament? Central claim that many in the Black Hebrew Israelites.
Hey, pause that for a second.
Those who may be informally.
Pause that for a second, Animal. All right, so the question is, he started off saying, do you know the history of the Jewish people? This is why we know that this brother is not learned on what it is that we teach or doesn't have any understanding. Okay. But then he rephrases it and says, do you know the history of the Israelites in the Old Testament? I could deal with that question right there. Do you know the history? We've been dealing with this since you come into the truth. But, you know, sometimes Christians don't like to go into the Old Testament too much. Except for Psalms and maybe some Proverbs, some good sayings, some things, the 23rd Psalms. And, you know, they want to hear some smooth words and make you feel a little better about themselves. Mm-hmm. So I know we all know that we're the book is about us. It talks about a genealogy and a bloodline that comes through and leads all the way to Israel. So I just wanted to touch on something in the New Testament. I don't know what y'all wanted to touch on this particular subject, but if you can, give me Acts 7.
Which verse?
I'm not even sure where to start with this right here, because this is our beloved brother Stephen. and he's breaking down everything from the beginning. Well, Shalaki, not from the beginning, but from the times of Abraham.
God.
You know what I'm saying? And maybe I won't even go into all of this, but the fact of the matter is that read this for yourself. He goes through Acts 7. He's breaking down from the time of Abraham, and he goes into that we will be going into a strange land in verse 6. You know what I'm saying? That we be going into Egypt, basically. He gave and he basically breaks down. Read verse 8 for me.
God. This is the book of Acts, chapter 7, and verse 8. And he gave him the covenant of circumcision.
Go ahead.
And so Abraham begat Isaac and circumcised him the 8th day. And Isaac begat Jacob. And Jacob begat the 12 patriarchs.
Hey, so this is a genealogy list. This is what he's talking about right here. So this whole Bible can be summed up right here, because everything before this comes to fruition through the 12 patriarchs and through Israel, where eventually comes through Mashiach Yahushua. This is the whole idea. So do you know the history of the Israelite people? I mean, you believe in the New Testament. Why ain't you reading the brother Stephen? He got killed for this.
Mm-hmm.
Why ain't you reading this? You can almost literally figure out that this is all for Israel right here. I mean, I don't even want to go through everything in here. Let's go to 30. Let's go to 37.
This is the book of Acts, chapter 7, and verse 37. This is that Moses which said unto the children of Israel, a prophet shall the Lord your God raise up unto you of your brethren like unto me. Him shall ye hear.
Hey, so this is a prophet talk. This is Moses talking about Yahushua right here. You talking about what Yahushua came to fulfill? This is it right here in the law. Do we need to get that in the law?
I mean, we can.
Deuteronomy 18.
Deuteronomy 18, 18. This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 18, and verse 18. I will raise them up a prophet from among their brethren, like unto thee, and will put my words in his mouth.
That's right. Hey, that's perfectly what the brother Stephen was bringing out right there. In verse 38, I'm gonna read. This is he that was in the church in the wilderness with the angel, which spake to him in the Mount Sinai, and with our fathers who received the lively oracle to give unto us. Who is he talking about here? Who's the church in the wilderness? Who's the church in the wilderness?
The children of Israel. And
I was trying to
Salaki.
get the people in the chat to write up in there, but we might not have that much time. But the church in the wilderness is the people of Israel. It was then and it is to this day. It was during the time of Stephen, during the time of Yahushua. The church has always been Israel.
Hey, Salaki. When you look at that word church in the Greek, the word is ecclesia, which is a gathering or congregation of Israelites.
I ain't know that. The brother just brought us some new information right there.
It's spelled EKKLESIA. You can look that up in the blue letter. You can look that up in the strong. It says the exact same thing.
That's
Spell that again.
dope, right?
You said what?
Spell that again.
It's spelled EKKLESIA. Ecclesia.
Done.
So when we talk about the church, are we really supposed to be the church, or are we supposed to go to church?
Supposed to be the church. Hey, we go read 48.
Con. This brother here says, how this is the book of Acts, chapter 7 and verse 48. And I read down to 49. It says, howbeit, the Most High dwelleth not in temples made with hands, as saith the prophet, heaven is my throne, and earth is my footstool. What house will ye build me, saith the Lord? Or what is this place of my rest?
That's right, man. Hey, you can't. Hey, the Most High doesn't dwell in these places that y'all think. Once we come in, because what the scriptures say, once 2 and 3 come together in Yahweh's name, He's in the midst of us. You know what I'm saying? And you know, He's with the Most High. He brings that spirit upon us, man. So when we worship in spirit and in truth, and we come together to do the work, man, the Most High is in the midst. You know what I'm saying?
Slack it. Let's go to 1 Corinthians 3 and 16. When we talk about whether we're supposed to be the church or not.
Know ye not, brethren, that you are the temple of God? I thought about that for the sake of time. Hey, we're going to get these precepts. It says, this is the book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 3 and verse 16. It says, know ye not that ye are the temple of God, and that the Spirit of God dwelleth in you.
All right, you that church, you that vessel, you what He want to come bring His power and His Spirit through. That's you. It ain't no building. It ain't no place where you go and listen to somebody say, Jesus, Lord. that ain't it, man. It's you. It's you. That's why you got to keep your temple clean. You got to watch what you eat. You got to watch. You can't be smoking. You can't be being a drunkard. It's you. You are the church.
You know, it's funny, right? This dude is going to start talking about. I think he's going to talk about it next. What circumcision really is.
God.
And it's funny because we went into Acts and Stephen was awesome, man. He even addressed this in 51. Play some more of this video. I think he goes into this next.
Want to get into it?
How y'all are? You all right? You got?
Let's get it.
Bunch of stuff.
No, I'm good. If anybody was looking for that, who that prophet was that said, heaven is my throne and earth is my footstool, the prophet Isaiah. You can find it in Isaiah 66 and 1. Just in case anybody's looking for that OT reference. Other than that, we good. We keep going.
Let's go.
Connected is a belief that people are affected by the evil of the transatlantic slave trade are indeed lost tribes of Israel, of the ethnic.
Hold on. Deuteronomy 28.
Are we still in the same thing, though? We still in the same thing?
Yeah, we are. I'm running back. I'll take it back.
Answer,
I know he's going to address Deuteronomy 28.
Central claim that many in the Black Hebrew Israelite sects or camps, or even those who may be informally connected, is a belief that people are affected by the evil of the transatlantic slave trade are indeed lost tribes of Israel, of the ethnic composition of Israel. We know that in the Bible.
You want to keep going?
Hey, play this out, Adawan. Let's see everything. Let's hear everything.
Several times when Israel engrafted other people. And this is helpful for us to understand that from the beginning, God has had a heart for all nations, tribes, and tongues. And in fact, Psalm 67 tells us that the Israelites are to be a light to the nations that they may know the glory of God. When we read Revelations, we understand that it will be all tribes, nations, and tongues that will be in Jesus Christ. The Romans 2.
Hold on.
Stop that, please.
Yo, he hit a couple points real quick and try to dive off that.
You're trying to tap that.
That from the beginning, God has had a heart for all nations, Israel. Informally connected is a belief that people are affected by the evil of the transatlantic slave trade are indeed lost tribes of Israel.
Deuteronomy 28. Let's cut that.
And he got a whole section on this right here, though.
Can I read verse 46 real quick, just to get the background?
Go ahead, King.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, and verse 46. And they shall be upon thee for a sign and for a wonder, and upon thy seed forever. So every curse written in here, if it pertains to your people and it's something your people are known for, you just might be an Israelite. Let's go to 68. It says, and the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships, by the way whereof I spake unto thee. Thou shalt see it no more again. And there ye shall be sold unto your enemies for bondmen and bondwomen, and no man shall buy you.
Now you gotta ask this. You gotta ask a Christian and a Jewish person this. When did that happen to the Jews in Israel, the Jewish people in Israel? When did this happen? It ain't never happened to them, but it happened to us. And matter of fact, it didn't just like that. That's the craziest part about this. He wants to downplay what happened to us so bad that he'll overlook the transatlantic slave trade, which means he'll also overlook the Arab slave trade as well. He'll overlook all this that happened to us. He'll overlook fatherless black homes. He'll overlook black women killing their kids with abortions. He'll overlook all these curses so that he can be a part of what? The Christian church with Esau? So everybody can be grafted in as he's about to try and expound on. He'll overlook everything that happened to us, which proves we are these people, so that he can literally say, hey, it's all nations now. Even though we know in the whole, in all of the Old Testament, it's specifically talking about one group of people. So when we get to the New Testament, explain to me when it changes to everybody.
I still ain't seen that.
All right, go ahead, y'all. I know you have some precepts you want. It's something else you wanted to bring out too.
Yeah, because he said something about people of all nations, tribes, and kindreds. He talking about Revelation 7 and 9. Aharon, can you grab Revelation 7 and 9?
Hey, hold before you get that, because I got you. I want to read where all of this comes from. I want to go back to Genesis real quick. Was you gonna go there later?
Nah.
Nah, I'm gonna read. I'm already here. So people take this verse right here to mean that, you know what I'm saying, even though he quoted Revelation, but this verse right here, they take this and that means that everybody's gonna be saved. So this is Genesis 22, start at verse 17. It says that in blessing I will bless thee, and multiplying I will multiply thy seed as the stars of heaven, and as the sand which is upon the seashore. And thy seed shall possess the gate of thy enemies, and in thy seed shall all the nations of the earth be blessed, because thou hast obeyed my voice. That's it. The whole earth shall be saved. All nations shall be saved. That's it. Nothing else to talk about. Close the book.
Hold on. Nah.
What you want, Revelation?
Now that you just said that, we can't just let that slide past. So now we gotta go to Isaiah and see who Abraham's seed is. Can you pull that Isaiah 41 and 8? And yes, this brother is sweating bacon grease. Yes, he is. Yes.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 47. You say 47 and 8?
No, 41 and 8.
Oh, slide. The book of Isaiah, chapter 41 and verse 8. But thou, Israel, art my servant, Jacob, whom I have chosen, the seed of Abraham, my friend.
So that's the seed that was going to possess the gate of his enemies. That's the seed that was going to be blessed. That's the seed. Who got scattered to all nations? Israel. Whose world did for whose sake did the Most High make this world? Israel. Who did the Most High choose? Israel. The word is, first off, let's do the math. The word Israel is mentioned more times in the New Testament than the word Christian. is in the whole Bible. The word Christian or the word Israel is mentioned 76 times in the Bible. 76 times in the New Testament. Salakia. The word Christian is only mentioned 3 times.
Wow,
As a
I never thought about doing that right there. That's
right.
dope.
In the entire Bible, the word Israel is mentioned over 2,500 times. Do the math.
Who this book is about?
Is it about the Christians or is it about the Israelites? Because even if you look in the New Testament, Israel is still mentioned way more times than the word Christian.
Mm-hmm.
And when you look at the context, if you know the history of what happened in the royal city of Antioch and who was forced to be called Antiochians, you would know who those Christians are being referred to.
That's right.
Come on, man. That's why they don't want us to read the Apocrypha. That's why they're trying to separate the two. That's another reason. But yeah, let's get that Revelation 7 and 9. Adawan Benai, can you grab 2nd Ezra chapter 3 and verse 16?
Come.
The book of Revelation, chapter 7 and verse 9. After this I beheld, and lo, a great number, it's like a great multitude, who no man could number, of all nations and kindreds and people and tongues, stood before the throne and before the Lamb, clothed with white robes and palms in their hand.
Wow. So now we just poked all kind of holes in our doctrine, and we don't know
Yo,
what we
right?
talking about. Close the book and go home. These brothers don't know what they're talking about. Nah, this ain't that. All right, so when you look at that word kindred, if you look at that word in the Greek, you'll get the word philo, which means in the New Testament, anyone that is a descendant of any of the 12 patriarchs of the nation of Israel. That is anybody that is when you look at literally, you can go and look. If somebody think I'm lying, go and look it up right now. If you go into the blue letter, it's going to tell you in the New Testament, anyone descending from one of the 12 patriarchs of Israel. That's a fact. Now, Adawan, so when you see that all nations, all people, whatever, yeah, because the Israelites were scattered to all these different nations. Right? And one of my Adawans, can one of y'all grab 2nd Ezra chapter 3 and verse 16?
3 and 16. I'm already here. Book of 2nd Ezra, because I was actually going to 2 and 42, but 2nd Ezra chapter 3 and verse 16. And unto him thou gavest Isaac, and unto Isaac also thou gavest Jacob and Esau. As for Jacob, thou didst choose him to thee and put by Esau. And so Jacob became a great multitude.
Wow, that's crazy. So that great multitude in Revelation 7 and 9, that's Jacob. That's Israel. Because he just said he put Esau by the side. So he was like, yeah, I don't even want him. All right, yeah, this is who I'm choosing. I want Jacob. I want Jacob's seed. They're going to be this great multitude. They're going to be that seed. Period.
Hey, let me read some of this while I was at, if you don't mind.
Go ahead. You want me to read it for you and you break it down?
Huh?
Nah, I'll read it for you and you break it down.
All right, go to 2nd Ezra 2 and start at 40.
This is the book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 2 and verse 40. Take thy number, O Zion.
Oh, who?
O Zion.
Ain't no other nation but Zion. Who's Zion?
Israel.
That's Israel. Okay.
And shut up those of thine that are clothed in white, which have fulfilled.
What are these people? What are these people wearing? In Revelations?
They clothed with white robes.
That's right. Go ahead, read.
All right, Salaki. It says, which have fulfilled the law of the Lord.
Hold up, the law's done away with. What are you talking about here? What are we talking about here? The law's done away with. But these people that you find in Revelations have fulfilled the law of the Lord.
This brother spitting.
Yo, I mean, I'm just saying, yo, it goes together. Hey, precept upon precept. This is how we get understanding. We can't just read the Bible as is, man. You gotta go and break down what the Bible's actually talking about from someplace else, from another prophet that's giving you prophecy. He's gonna break it down for you. He's gonna give it to you. Come on, we're gonna keep reading.
Okay. It says, the number of thy children whom thou longest for is fulfilled. Beseech the power of the Lord, that thy people, which have been called from the beginning, may be hallowed.
Khan, hey, the number of thy children that longest for is fulfilled. Hey, the Most High wanted us to become a special, a holy people to Himself. He wanted us to come back to these law, statutes, and commandments and do what's right. And we're gonna fulfill that in the end of days, man. We're gonna fulfill that. We're gonna come back to Him, like it says in the book of Baruch, man. We're gonna come back in our captivity.
Salakia, hey, the water Chari Jennings. The next we just closed out our prospect phase. We're closing out one right now. So the next one should be starting very soon. Just make sure that that you send us an email to Sons of Thunder Israelites at gmail.com so we can have your name in there and get you set up for the next one. But we should be starting the next one very, very soon. Hopefully within the next couple weeks.
Con. Hey, read 42 for me. I like this. I don't want to brought this out before, and I always like these scriptures.
Verse 42. I, Ezra, saw upon the Mount Zion a great
so upon the Mount Zion, that's Israel. You know what I'm saying? There ain't no other nations up there. But go ahead.
Whom I could not number.
Is that not what he said in Revelations? I beheld in lo a great multitude which no man could number. Go ahead.
And they all praised the Lord with songs.
Hey, what does verse 10 say? And cry with a loud voice, saying, salvation to our God, which sitteth upon the throne, and unto the Lamb. They praising the Lord with songs. Come on, man. Yo, you ain't got no part of this. You ain't Israel. It's just facts.
Hey, Salaki had one. You know, you read that in Revelation 15. It says they sing the song of Moses, the servant of God, and the song of the Lamb.
God.
Yep.
Hey.
Now that you can look at that in multiple ways. You can look at that and say, okay, so that's talking about actual songs that Moses taught the children of Israel. What's that song of the Lamb? Because I don't recall Christ ever just teaching I could be wrong. I'm wrong. Salaki. But I don't just recall Christ ever just teaching the disciples songs. So one could say those two songs is the law and the prophets and the testimony of Yahushua.
Hey, I mean, we could look at it that way. You know, we'll it's a lot of mysteries in the scriptures, and we don't want to be definite because they don't specifically say. But hey, we can see that. I can see that.
Because what it say? What's this? Just say the word is as a sweet song.
Mm-hmm.
But it's dealing with. What?
It's all good. Damn, we can't go back into that video now.
Yeah.
I guess we could touch on this till he comes back a little bit more. I really just wanted to sum it up. 44, but you could 44 and 45, but you could read 43. Just read
Verse 43. It says, and in the midst of them there was a young man of a high stature, taller than all the rest, and upon every one of their heads he set crowns, and was more exalted, which I marveled at greatly.
Hey, so this young man in the midst of everyone, man, setting crowns on people's heads, and how I see every time he set a crown on his head, like he becomes tall, he becomes more exalted. You know what I'm saying? Like that's an awesome sight. And Ezra's just looking at this, and he's like, "Yo, what are these? What's going on?" Go ahead, read.
Verse 44 says, so I asked the angel and said, sir, what are these?
Good.
Verse 45. He says, he answered and said unto me, these be they that have put off the mortal clothing and put on the immortal.
That's more of that clothed with the white robes. Go ahead.
And have confessed the name of God. Now are they crowned and received palms.
And that's what it says right there too, and palms in their hands.
Huh?
There was a lot of scriptures like this, man. You can find it in multiple places. When you go into 22 and 12 Revelations, you can find that in Ezekiel. It's like a 21 and 12 and Revelation, the 12 gates. That's in Ezekiel 48. You can get the whole breakdown in Ezekiel 48.
Where they gonna be at? Which gate is next to gate? Hey, for the brothers that say Dan got absorbed into the rest of the tribe, why Dan got a gate there? But that's neither here nor there.
They got a gate.
The first time I heard, one of the things that I heard, first time that I heard Dan lost his inheritance was actually in Christianity. That's a Christianity doctrine. But that's a whole man.
That's doctrines right there. Hey, Genesis 49 says Dan will be at the end as a judge of his people.
Huh.
So he gonna be at the end judging like all the 12 tribes, like as a part of the 12 tribes. Hey, so you want to move on to that next point? I don't even know what point we on right now. I think we on 4. Is that 4 where all people be saved? We ain't even finished hitting on all of that. You got to get Isaiah 45:17. If you don't get nothing else, we got to get that before we move on to the next point.
Right.
The next point is you too, Yahweh.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 45, and verse 17. But Israel shall be saved in the Lord with an everlasting salvation. Ye shall not be ashamed nor confounded, world without end.
Hey, Israel gonna be saved, man. We are the world without end, man. And that's just plain upon tables. There's no other nations. Nobody else can be grafted in like he talk about. Nobody else. You know, Israel had a whole bunch of people that was grafted in through his. Where was that? Where was you grafted in? I don't know about that.
Oh.
You know what I'm saying? It hasn't happened. So yeah, let's just move on. We touched on some of the points on what that brother been talking about so far. Some of these we're gonna have to put a little rush on though.
Do you know God's redemptive plan to save all people and nations?
That's what we just dealt with right there, right?
Us to consider.
That's it. You get it, fine.
Us to consider before we engage those of Hebrew Israelism is this: are you competent to have a discussion about the Hebrew language?
Nope.
Now, friends, understand, I'm not calling you to be a scholar overnight in Hebrew. But there are ways that you can become competent in the way the Hebrew language works and the history of the Hebrew language itself. And your dialogue with this cult, many topics or even rabbit trails will eventually
disrespect. He just come with the disrespect on the slide. Like he passing out burgers. The Hamburglar over here. He come with disrespect. Like, you know what I'm saying? We understand what the cult is, you know what I'm saying? And we just taking back our culture. But, you know, cult is never, as far as I've been alive, cult has never been taught to be a good thing. So to his understanding, this is straight disrespect.
Slander.
Salakia, to his point, he said, do you have a command or understanding of the Hebrew language? This is the prologue of Sirach. It says, for the same things uttered in Hebrew and translated into another tongue have not the same force in them. And not only these things, but the law itself and the prophets and the rest of the books have no small difference when they are spoken in their own language.
Mm-hmm.
So, long story short, everything that is really spoken of in the Old Testament is going to be spoken of in the New Testament if you read it in the Hebrew. And it's in the same thought is going to be there.
Carried over, yeah, conveyed. Mm-hmm.
Be slick. Slick thinking we don't know where they come from.
Hey, that's
So, and your
a major
dialogue
point right there. Now, I was just saying that's a major point that, you know what I'm saying, you can't just get away from not getting into the Hebrew. That's why we teach that you gotta get into it. You know what I'm saying? You gotta get a lexicon. You gotta get into understanding what the Hebrew words are saying. A lot of times, that's the difference between your understanding on a specific subject. Right there. But yeah, you move on.
John, that's why a lot of Christians get confounded when you talk about when you talk about Jew nor Greek, or you talk about being a Hellenized Jew. They with that they don't understand that there are multiple words for a Gentile in the East.
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah. They don't get that. They think it's all one word. They say it all mean the same. Just like they think that a virgin is, every time they see virgin, it's the same thing. It's not always the same word in Hebrew.
That's to the Adawan Nice point. I don't know. He took the words out of my mouth. Get out my brain. But now to his point, there are two words in the Hebrew that are actually translated into the English word virgin. One meaning Alma, the other one meaning Beth Wa'ala or Bethul, which one just means a young woman of marriageable age. The other one is in reference to a damsel or a woman that has not been touched by a man. It's indicating sexual status. By you.
Hey, that's important to know.
Of the Hebrew language itself. And your dialogue with this cult, many topics or even rabbit trails will eventually touch on the meaning of a word in Hebrew. Having a firm grasp on the biblical languages could work in your favor as you try to defend.
I ain't never, all the years I was in church with my mom and my family, and I ain't never heard nobody talk about no Hebrew.
At all.
You never
at all.
Now they want to tell you to learn Hebrew.
I like the way he chooses his words, like as you try to defend the faith. He literally telling you all y'all can do is try, man. That's it. You can't successfully defend it. You can try though. Good job. You tried. It's like that one that third string player decided he was going against the best player on the team. He was like, yeah, I'm finna take him down to earn my spot. Yo, it was a good try. You got beat 15-3. Good job. You tried though. Like that's all y'all can do. Christians don't really have that much power, man. They spend a lot of time learning a bunch of things that don't really progress them in their doctrine. It really just hinders them. Yeah, they get handicapped by learning the stuff they learn.
God, they do.
Number 6
point that we need to study before we engage with Black Hebrew Israelites or those of Hebrew Israelism is: are you confident to have a discussion about racism and racial reconciliation? Do you know that most people in Black religious cults are dealing with the problem of evil, and therefore that many of those religious leaders construct a mythology to deal with the loss of identity and...
Is that a mythology? Is that a myth?
Whoa.
Is it a myth?
He said a lot.
The loss of our identity, is that a myth?
It's a myth. Apparently, we didn't lose our identity. We weren't slaves for 500 years. We didn't lose nothing.
Black religious cults are dealing with the problem of evil, and therefore that many of those religious leaders construct a mythology to deal with the loss of identity and dignity in the Black experience. Point number 6.
Wow.
In the Black experience. Hold on. Ecclesiastes 7:7, man. Ecclesiastes 7:7, because I don't see how this is a myth. We've been going through hell. We've been put in the lowest state. The scriptures tell us if we don't listen to the Most High, we're going to be put in that state. You know what I'm saying? So where does the myth come in? We have evidence to show that we've been in this lowest estate, the lowest estate as possibly can be at this point in time. That we've been through it all. You know what I'm saying? Multiple captivities. We've been through getting killed. Yeah, and scriptures even talk about we've been under siege and having to eat our own children. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, we're the highest we're the highest abortion rate, highest divorce rate, highest single mother home, highest baby mamas, highest HIV, high blood pressure, diabetes, everything you can name it. What's the new thing now? COVID. We getting COVID at alarming rates. We getting hit every which way we go in this imaginary. Don't act like the scripture don't even say that people had a conspiracy against us. Don't act like that. Don't act like we ain't just bring out in Ezekiel earlier that our own people has conspired against us.
Right.
Don't act like that. Don't act like you don't know this. You know what I'm saying? So where's the imagination at? How we imagining the afflictions that we be going through? Am I imagining my peoples who grow up having to sell crack on the block? You know what I'm saying? My dudes is 30-some years old, still doing hand to hands. Okay, am I imagining that? Am I imagining the people who spent 25+ years in jail for just growing up and not knowing no better and being a young dumb kid? Yep. Am I imagining the truckload of guns that they left on a truck corner in Chicago? Am I imagining that? Am I imagining that you put crack and dope in our neighborhoods? Are we imagining these things? Come on.
Nah, we not. So like he gonna imagine. Nah, because we need them to keep that same energy. Because when the Most High crack that sky and he come and redeem the Israelites, brothers need him to imagine that. Imagine that. When America get destroyed by them intercontinental ballistic missiles, them ICBMs, and the chariots crack the sky and come and redeem, brothers, and you got 144,000 super brews with spiritual powers. We need for him to imagine this. It's happening.
It seemed like we're imagining it because we got decades of brothers brothers being locked up for selling weed, and now you got white men finna get paid big time off of these weed companies now. That to me, that seemed like yo, what were we doing? What was going on in the 90s? What happened in the early 2000s? Brothers was getting locked up by the thousands for weed, and now y'all finna make it legal. It's legal now, and y'all finna make bukus of money like that. That had to be a dream, man. That wasn't real. That couldn't have been real. And you know what's crazy? Everybody remembers the super bill from the 90s, from the 90s, right? All those black brothers, that got locked up for that. And we got that same president. We got that same person as president now. The same person that wrote that bill is president now. And he gets to sit here and decide what's legal for them. Just like the opioid epidemic. We had the crack epidemic and we got we were victims of what happened to us. We got locked up in jail and asked numbers family members to crack, and now they got an opioid epidemic and they going all out to make sure these people get all the help they can get. It's a dream. It can't be real. It gotta be a dream.
No, that's Esau. Esau is okay as long as Esau has the unfair advantage. So what Esau is doing now is Esau is saying, okay, you can smoke weed, but you can't have no guns. If you that's literally what he's saying.
Yeah.
We're gonna get you niggas high, we're gonna take away our guns so it's easy to enslave y'all. So you niggas gonna be too high to either run into the woods, or you gonna be too high to focus on what's going on in the whole world.
Hey, Salakia, the question is, man, can you have a conversation about racism, about the injustices? Like, are you willing to have a conversation with us about that, Christian? Are you willing to deal with or just forgive your oppressors? We not. You know what I'm saying? There's promises in the Bible that the Most High gives us. We're gonna wash our feet in the blood of our enemies. That's what the scriptures say.
Nah,
We're gonna take their
well, you
little
can't
ones
just
and
say that.
dash
That's
their
too
heads.
gruesome.
We're gonna take their little ones and dash their heads against the stones. That's what the scriptures say.
Don't
Nah, one.
Yeah.
Oh,
You can't say that and ain't got a precept to pull it, but it's cool because I got you.
let's get it.
I got you. All right, yeah. First one, Psalms 58:10. It says, "The righteous shall rejoice when he seeth the vengeance. He shall wash his feet in the blood of the wicked."
Hey, that's what the scriptures say. We're gonna wash our feet in the blood of the wicked, man. Hey, man, we gotta return.
Righteous.
We gotta return it upon them. Okay, you got it.
Psalms 137 and let me start at 7 because we got to put an address on it. Yeah, it says, "Remember, O Lord, the children of Edom in the day of Jerusalem, who said, race it, even to the foundation thereof. O daughter of Babylon, who art to be destroyed. Happy shall he be that rewardeth thee as thou hast served us. Happy shall he be that taketh and dasheth thy little ones against the stones."
Happy shall we be to get the big payback.
That's right, because our God is the God of recompenses.
Payback.
Get that game. I'm just playing. But nah. So even when you look at the Trail of Tears, whenever we walk too slow, they would take a pregnant woman, they would hang her upside down, they would cut her stomach open, they would dash the baby against the stones. There's even times they was cutting our heads off and kicking it, and the kids was kicking them through the street like soccer balls.
That's what they did. That's what they did for Thanksgiving.
Come on now.
So the turkeys ain't got no heads.
Mm-hmm.
Yo, that's ridiculous. Hey, listen, I call this scripture Ecclesiastes 7:7. We say this all the time. They talking about we have a misplaced anger. But this scripture says, surely oppression maketh a wise man mad. We've been oppressed for too long, man. Brothers is mad. Maybe brothers and sisters ain't mad enough. Maybe that's the problem.
That's right. That's right. Hey, you know what the sisters Cesaria tongue twisted.
Then he froze up.
Cesaria Ali in American Gods. Anger gets shit done. Y'all ain't angry enough, man. Because if y'all got angry, we wouldn't be still going through some of these things that we going through. Y'all not mad enough. Oppression maketh a wise man mad. Y'all just not oppressed enough. So Esau gonna make it worse. He gotta turn it up.
Oh, you finna get turned.
Let's move on, everyone. Got a couple more.
27.
7 is this. Do you have an accurate account of the transatlantic slave trade? Black Hebrew Israelites typically believe that the transatlantic slave trade is biblical prophecy fulfilled in our American context. An amazing knowledge of the horrific evils that took place in the slave trade, but sadly, much eisegesis is imposed on the biblical texts that are not a byproduct of genuine hermeneutics and
His pulpit stand got to be wet as hell because every time he say something, he spit. Every time. I gotta go back though. Hold on.
Black Hebrew Israelites typically believe that the transatlantic slave trade is biblical prophecy fulfilled in our American context. Admirably, they have an amazing knowledge of the horrific evils that took place in the slave trade, but sadly, much eisegesis is imposed on the biblical texts that are not a byproduct of genuine hermeneutics and interpretation of Scripture.
Hermeneutics and interpretation.
Yeah,
Hermeneutics.
Isogen in the Scripture and imposing our own will on the Scripture, man.
The Scriptures say what they say. We literally read what's on the page.
He said eisegesis. You mean like what Christians do?
Yeah, that's what they do. That's exactly what they do. Like how
Hermeneutics.
they use that against us.
Why is it that whenever a Christian or a Christian pastor uses hermeneutics, they think they automatically win the argument? I just
They don't think we understand what that means.
Right.
First off, for those that don't understand what hermeneutics is the method in which one uses to break down Scripture. For example, we use precept upon precept because that is the algorithm Isaiah left, or the Most High gave to Isaiah to leave us.
To understand, that's right.
Right. Through thy precepts, I get understanding. I cannot just take a scripture and say, well, this is my interpretation. This is how I feel about it because my opinion means nothing.
The water 09. The water for your donation, man. When you get a chance, come feast with us. Well, we appreciate
come
that.
To camp, man. Come hang out with us. You know.
That's right.
Come.
Should we keep going?
Yeah, we keep going.
Go ahead.
All right.
Understand that the Bible does not endorse slavery. Among the 20 plus Africans.
Hey, hold on. Hey, look, I did a TNT on this, right? I did a one a while ago, and the title was slavery a necessary evil? I don't know if y'all remember that.
God.
But the fact of the matter is that the scriptures talk about how we should have slaves. We got laws on how we deal with slaves, how we take concubines, how we take spoils of war, people. The scriptures they tell us how to do it. Now there's laws we gotta abide by, which is in righteousness. But what did he say? The Most High is not endorsed. The Bible does not endorse slavery.
Hold on, let's run it back.
Scripture. You understand that the Bible does not endorse slavery.
The Bible does not endorse slavery. Wait a minute.
Evils that took place in the slave trade, but sadly, much eisegesis is imposed on the biblical texts that are not a byproduct of genuine hermeneutics and interpretation of Scripture. You understand that the Bible does not endorse slavery. Among the 20.
Wait a minute. So they shall take them captive who captors they were.
Oh no, I got that. No, let me bring that up. This the book of Isaiah chapter 14, verse 1 through 2. I can't believe this is 10 things before coming against the all right. It says, for the Lord will have mercy on Jacob and will yet choose Israel and set them in their own land, and the strangers shall be joined with them, and they shall cleave to the house of Jacob. And the people shall take them and bring them to their place, and the house of Israel shall possess them in the land of the Lord for servants and handmaids, and they shall take them captives, whose captives they were, and they shall rule over their oppressors.
Sounds like slavery to me.
Sounds like tables turning, America burning. And that day it won't be a shield. Yahushua coming back to kill to redeem the children of Israel. Yes, sir. Oh, I got one more too. Revelation chapter 13 verse 9. Of course, how can we forget that?
Man,
Because they might say Isaiah, oh, well, that's the Old Testament. Well, let's see if the New Testament said the same thing. So I got to hit the old grandparent voice. It says, if any man have an ear, let him hear. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity.
Nah, if you leave me into captivity, I'm just leave you alone. I'm forgive you. Read it again.
Read it again.
He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity.
I'm gonna forgive you.
Now,
I'm gonna forgive your kids. Go ahead, King.
We're gonna pray for you. We're gonna pray for you.
Read it again.
Christ ain't even perfect. It says, he that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword.
Nah, I'm gonna have a dream, and my kids and your kids go home, go walk hand in hand. That's what that said. You must be reading it wrong, man. I read it again, man.
Nah,
that's not my Bible.
You got to read it again. I swear you're reading it wrong, man. Read it one more time.
This is book of Revelation, chapter 13 and verse 10. Book, chapter, and verse. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword.
Man, if you put me in chains, you going in chains. If you kill my son, I'm gonna kill your son. It gotta happen. An eye for an eye, two for a two. Or as they like to say in my term, that's karma. Can't nobody escape. It got him. He's the only one that want karma not to come back on him. He think he can beat karma and time. He the only person on the planet that think that's gonna work for him. But the Most High got something different, got a whole nother judgment set up for him. And he gonna eat double. He gonna take double.
Nah, Edwin, you can't just say that it ain't got no precept.
Everything and some. So, sorry for you. I'm really sorry, but you know what I'm saying? It is what it is. You shouldn't have did what you did. You should have did what you did.
Hold on. Yeah, because that's the patience and faith of the saints that we're gonna get our get back. Lord's will. Lord's will, I get to beat the dog shit, Slocky. I get to beat the dog stuff out of that police officer that beat my granddaddy had to death. Ooh, he gotta get it. I'm stumping his ears together. I catch him. Ooh. And if I can't get him, I gotta get his grandson.
That's what the scriptures say, man. Prepare slaughter for their children, right? In that same chapter you was bringing out.
Hey, but this Revelation verse 18 is chapter 18 and verse 6. It says, reward her even as she rewarded you, and double unto her, double according to her works. And the cup which she have filled, fill to her double. For everything they gave us, they gotta get double. I'm talking about. Y'all gave us double the captivity. We gotta get double that. Y'all gave us, shoot, hey, who knows? Brothers might be able to kill you, bring your ass back from the dead, and kill you again. You don't even know. Don't give brothers. Hey.
Hey, what's Deuteronomy 30 and 7 say?
Most High gonna take all these curses that was on us and put them on our enemies.
Hey, that's what we've been dealing with, right? Curses.
But no, I can't say that. I gotta read that. I gotta read that, Edwin. Hold on, so
everything that we've been dealing with, man, they gotta take that. They gotta take that and double.
Son, this is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 30 and verse 7. It says, and the Lord thy God will put all these curses upon thine enemies and on them that hate thee, which persecuted thee. Slap. All the curses we going to, everything we going through, Most High gonna put them on the ops.
Hey, Lamentations 4 and 21 says, rejoice and be glad, O daughter of Edom, that dwelleth in the land of Uz. the cup also shall pass through unto thee. Thou shalt be drunken and shalt make thyself naked. You're gonna be vulnerable, man. You're gonna be in the lowest state, man. You ain't gonna have no covering no more. You ain't gonna be able to hide your sins. Verse 22 says, the punishment of thy iniquity is accomplished, O daughter of Zion. He will no more carry thee away into captivity. He will visit thine iniquity, O daughter of Edom. He will discover thy sins. So we're gonna be done, man, serving our penance, serving our time. It's gonna be your time. I can't wait till that day. I mean, yo, you got Jeremiah 30 and 16. You got so much more. You know what I'm saying? It talks about flipping the script on them, man.
Hey.
Right
thing with the Most High.
You can keep it moving though if y'all want. Y'all got more? Y'all want to deal with that?
No, we're good. Keep it going.
The water sister Lene. The water sister Lene. Thank you for your donation.
The water sis.
We miss you in camp, man. We need to see you come to camp. I was just thinking
the same thing. I ain't seen you at camp in a minute.
Yeah, time for you to come back home. All right, let's move on.
Plus Africans who were illegally
Oh yeah,
Virginia Christian.
Did he? Hold on.
Jesus is imposed on the biblical texts that are not a byproduct of genuine hermeneutics and interpretation of Scripture. You understand that the Bible does not endorse slavery. Among the 20 plus Africans who were illegally transported to the Virginia colony included Christians.
Christians. Define who the original Christians were. Since you say it included Christians, who were the original Christians?
Yeah, he's. All right, can you hear me?
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, I don't know what was last said, but he was saying that some of the slaves that was taken from Western Africa was actually Christians. This is what he's saying. I think he said 20. He said 20. That's real interesting. 20. You know what I'm saying? After all of the millions of slaves that they took from the coast of West Africa, you know what I'm saying? 20 were Christians. And we understand that Christians doesn't have to mean Christianity. But we also understand that there was a time where we had a lot of Israelites who might have been living as Christians in Europe.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And they got kicked out of Europe, and a lot of them went to West Africa.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So this is a part of Babylon to Timbuktu, page 86. Y'all don't know this book right here. Akarab has a real good book talking about the expulsion. I forget the name of it right now, off the top of my head, but it's dealing with the expulsion of the Jews out of what's the land called?
The Jew. It's dealing with them out of Spain, but it's the Jews and more. Hold on,
the Moors out of Spain. I think that's what it's called. But this right here, I'm just read a small little section of this in page 86 from Babylon Timbuktu. It says, in 1616 AD, the big shot king, the king ordered the baptism of all the Jews in his domain under the penalty of expulsion and the loss of all their property, according to Catholic authorities. 90,000 embraced Christianity at this time. This was forced baptism. In the 7th century, Jews were threatened with the penalty of slavery if they were found practicing Judaism. This cruel policy caused many Jews to flee to the Mediterranean and western coast of Africa. Some of those Jews had already adopted Christianity. Yes, this is the book I was speaking of. The Jews and Moors in Spain. Kind of. Some of those, and that gets in a lot more detail about this account. Some of those Jews had adopted or was baptized into Christianity and started accepting some of their ways. You know what I'm saying? I can't think of the name of this place. Y'all, you probably know. They have I think it's like the last place that you would leave before you come to America. It had like a church and they had these arches. I can't think of the name of it right now. But before you would get on the ship, they would take you into this church and baptize you. Then you would go on the ship and come to America, or to the Americas, and they then change your religion into Christianity. And if you wouldn't accept the baptism, sometimes they would chop you up or kill you or whatever they might do to you. I can't. Slaki, y'all, I don't remember the name of that place right now. But the fact of the matter is that this brother bringing up the fact that there were some Christians who were slaves coming out of West Africa. That's not a foreign idea. You know what I'm saying? Because Christianity is a religion. Even being a Christian is something that's secondary. You know what I'm saying? Not saying that following Yahushua is secondary, but you are who you are. You are a Jew. You are a Israelite. That's who you are. You know what I'm saying?
My bad. We talking about Mina Ghana, where they called it the door of no return?
Yes, that's exactly what I'm talking about. The door of no return. Yes, the water for that out of wrong. That's exactly what I'm talking about. They would bring you through that place and you would never make it back. They bring you through a church, baptize you, turn you a Christian, and ship you off into unknown lands. You never make it back to your homeland. Just wicked.
Well, damn, don't that sound like Deuteronomy 28?
That's right. That's right.
Don't it sound like it? Man, you can't get away.
All right, Israel. We almost finished with this video. We got a couple more minutes left. Let's get through it.
The evidence includes a 1619 letter written by a local Roman Catholic bishop who says, at express outrage, listen to this, that 4,000.
He done froze up. Huh?
Esau wicked.
I think you said that a Roman Catholic priest expressed outrage. I think 4,000 people were Christians. Something that he said. I thought it was 20 earlier. Now it's 4,000. I don't know. But now you still there? Oh, he froze up too. Everything froze up on his side.
Yeah, he's super frozen. It's all right.
Hey, yo, the next point is that Deuteronomy 28 breakdown.
Right.
I mean, the fact of the matter is, it's kind of playing on tables, man. I don't even see what the discussion is. If we obey what the Most High told us to do, we be blessed. If you don't obey, you be cursed. I mean, where's the dispute? Where's the wrong breakdown on that? How are we isogening the scriptures? I mean, I don't even know if that determines a true explanation. If I don't want to come back, what else you got to bring out?
No, it's lucky. I don't want to check it out. So they think that Deuteronomy 28 is the only place that says what it says, or we just can't prove anything beyond Deuteronomy 28. So I got look at Daniel chapter 9 verse 12, verifying what's also said in Deuteronomy 28.
Hey, that's also the prophecy of Yahushua too, suffering. Daniel 9.
Oh yeah, but 9 and 12 is specifically talking about Israel and what's been done to Israel. It says, and he have confirmed his words, which he spake against us and against our judges that judged us, by bringing upon us a great evil. For under the whole heaven have not been done as have been done upon Jerusalem. So under the whole heaven of all the nations of the earth, under the heaven, none of that same stuff has happened to those other nations as it has happened to the children of Israel. You can't slice that any other way.
That's old Israel. That's the Jewish man. That's why we paying them reparations today, because they just been treated so bad.
No. We're actually paying them reparations in tax money, really. If you really want to look at it, you just got to do the math. Like, we subject to payments, they getting paid to impersonate us and be us.
It's crazy.
Man, you better not say, damn the Holocaust. Well, you gonna have the JDL, you gonna have the Jewish Defense League, everybody and their mama at your doorstep. Like, this brother's anti-Semitic. How I'm gonna be anti myself? I am a Shemite.
We've seen that plenty of times, man. We've seen that with Nick Cannon. We've seen that with all the different brothers, man, that lost so much, you know what I'm saying? Just trying to kick some truth. Are we done? You done with that video? I don't know or what.
Let me see.
Just frozen up.
Now
I got the last point written down right here.
Go ahead, Ken. Yeah, we only got about a minute left on it.
The last real point, because it's another point that they try to make, but the last real point is the so-called black presence in the Bible. The problem is with these Christians, well, these particular people, because I don't want to say Christians, but Christianity, they got into the custom of lumping up black as being everybody with pigmentation. They still don't understand the difference between a Hamite and an Israelite. Just because we might, what does it say? Everybody that's skinny you ain't kin to you. I don't want always say that. I don't want Eliel always say that. You know what I'm saying? These people are not kin to us, so you can't lump us up in the same category as blacks. But at the same point in time, when you're talking about the visage or actual looks, we come from the earth. We are a melanated, darker skinned people compared to, specifically compared to Esau, who's different than us. You know what I'm saying? So the black presence in the Bible, the number one black presence in the Bible that we all know, we all talk about is the look or the revelations of Hamashiach Yahushua. That's the number one thing. You want to read that? I'm gonna go grab it in Daniel.
I was already in Daniel, but I grabbed that revelation.
Okay.
Nah, I got it. You good?
Oh, okay.
Please Hill.
I mean, we know there's so many others also. You know, some brothers saying, "Oh, that doesn't mean that," but we know that we are the people of the Bible. We know this is us. Why is it evident that Yahushua came out of Judah? Because Judah was a darker skinned people. That's it. Why would the prophets call the apostles called niger? Because they were darker skinned brothers.
Brothers got to deal with that. This is the book of Revelation, chapter 1 and verse 14. It says, his head and his hairs were white like wool, as white as snow, and his eyes were as a flame of fire, and his feet like unto fine brass, as if they burned in a furnace, and his voice as the sound of many waters.
Hey, Daniel, hey, we already know. You want to break that down? Fine brass.
First off, we know brass is like the color of a penny. And actually, when you go into the Greek and you look at the word, like it's chalko binon, which is actually the Greek word for copper. And copper is actually much darker than the typical bronze you would see today. So when you look at somebody already being a copper color and then it says it's copper or bronze as if it burned in the furnace, you know the scriptures are describing Christ as being Wesley Snipes dark with Morgan Freeman's help. Literally. Because it says the head of his hairs were white like wool. So the head on top of his head was white like wool. And the hair on his face was white like wool. It was white and woolly. They know how Christ looked. And they'll say, well, color doesn't matter. All right, well, check it out. If color didn't matter, how we get Cesare Borgia? Answer me that.
Hey, if color don't matter, why is melanin so expensive?
Yeah, what is it now? $350 a gram on the stock market? I mean, on the black market?
I don't even know, but it's expensive. Why are so many people keep getting abducted?
Come on.
Hey, we talk about precept upon precept. We'll bring this out. Daniel 10 and verse 6. His body also was like the barrel. So he had a green garment on, and his face was as the appearance of lightning. Stern face, and his eyes were like lamps of fire. Same thing that talks about in Revelation. And his arms and his feet was like in color to polished brass. There go that brass again, that brownish, darkest color. And the voice of his words was like the voice of a multitude. Many waters is also like a multitude. You know what I'm saying? Many nations, loud. Could mean waters or could mean loud, a lot of noise.
Mm-hmm.
That's the fact. It is just a couple. We have so much more. I don't know what Adawan Benai is. You want to wait for Adawan? Hey, number 10, right? Talked about how the Christians needed to identify what set of Hebrew Israelism we are associated with. I would like to flip that on them. You know what I'm saying? For us to them. When we dealing with Christians or Christianity dealing forward, let's identify what set of Christianity they are part of. You know what I'm saying? Let's identify that. Let's identify if they're Muslim. Let's identify if they're Protestants. Let's identify if they're Catholics. So we know how to deal with their beliefs. Let's identify if they're just a fly-by-night so-called Christian who just believes in paying their tithes and going to church for a show, or somebody who actually really studies the scriptures. Let's identify that. Can I really get through to this brother? You know what I'm saying? So let's learn as much as we can, because our job is to heal the sick. And brothers is literally spiritually dead. So we got to bring them back to life.
All right. Once again, another powerful lesson. Another great and powerful lesson. I hope y'all were taking notes and y'all understood where we were coming from. At this point, we're going to go ahead and see if anybody have any questions. And close it down. We've been on here for 2.5 hours. So does anybody have any questions pertaining to the lesson first? And then we'll deal with anything else.
It's like 12 o'clock. Hey,
Yeah.
Dawala, for all of y'all who stayed on with us, man. I know we was going on there. I really didn't want it to be going on this long. But hey, the spirit be moving, man. You can't tell them to stop. You just gotta,
That's right.
You just gotta do what you gotta do. So all praise to the Most High, man. Dawada Yahweh, and Dawada to y'all brothers, man, for allowing this to come out.
Dawada to you, man. Dawada for bringing it. We appreciate it. I don't see nothing. I give them a couple more seconds to post something, but I don't see nothing.
Hey.
Yo, you got a great class, all praise. All right. Hey, look, you know what I'm saying? It is what it is. I'm gonna let you go ahead and close it out, all right?
Hey, you know how I used to always close it out, man. Isaiah. Let's get that. Isaiah 61. Always love this scripture right here. I read. Isaiah 61, start from the top. The Spirit of the Lord God is upon me, because the Lord has anointed me to preach good tidings to the meek. He hath sent me to bind up the brokenhearted, to proclaim liberty to the captive, and the opening of the prison to them that are bound, to proclaim the acceptable year of the Lord, and the day of vengeance of our God, to comfort all that mourn. Verse 3, to appoint unto them that mourn in Zion, to give unto them beauty for ashes, oil of joy for mourning, the garment of praise for the spirit of heaviness, that they might be called trees of righteousness, the planting of the Lord, that he may be glorified. Hey, all praise to the Most High, man. That's the gospel right there, man. That's what he called us to do.
That's great. And as always, Romans 10:1.
It is our heart, prayer, and desire for Israel.
There it is.
That they might be saved.
Khan.
And with that, we're going to say, Shalom.
Shalom. This has been another segment of Thursday Night Thunder.
Shalom, Israel.